Hi, everybody. It's me again on my pregnancy journey. This is me at 10 and a half weeks. I would like to know if anybody else has started the exfoliating bit from my last video and how it is going. I'm done it another two times this last week, feeling good so far. I'm just going to update you a little bit on symptoms and things. In terms on how I'm feeling mood wise, I'm a lot better. So I'm waking up in a better mood. But as you can see, kind of like I look quite tired today. I've been having a bit of sleeping issues with some really intense, crazy dreams and waking up in really hot sweats and even though it's been quite cold in the evenings and the night times, yeah, I've been just waking up sweating all over, just uncomfortable. I'm having to use two pillows to sleep with, one under my neck because I was getting shoulder pains, and one like so I can put my arm on when I'm lying down. So it's like by my belly and my chest, and that's helped me sleep more comfortably, but still not sleeping very well. To wake up last night in the middle of the night and like kind of help my brain not think about my dream. It's quite awful. Um, I'm starting to experience a bit more heartburn now, but the nausea has gone down a bit. I don't feel so awful day in, day out anymore. I do get a few moments where my head gets lighter and I feel nauseous, but they tend to pass relatively quickly. Um, in terms of swelling, I'm still swelling a bit, but I don't think it's as much as before. Like I said, I did ramp up the water drinking, which has actually helped a lot. Also with my, my bowel flow has been, I've been able to regulate that as well. So I'm happy with that. At least I feel comfortable that way. As you can see, my skin is getting a bit bumpy and strange. So I'm getting that whole pregnancy, bad skin phase. But hopefully it'll only be a little while as well and it'll go away and I'll feel a lot better later. But in general, I feel much better now. I don't feel so much pressure on the lower half of my belly so much anymore. So that's also okay. That's also good. So hopefully going to ease into the second trimester. I do have my ultrasound booked for 2 weeks' time, which I'm quite excited about as well. So see how that goes. I've done my first midwifery consultation where we answered a whole bunch of questions about medical history and all that, and took some blood tests and urine sample and all that kind of stuff, and it all came out okay and clear. So that's good. That's on my um, app. I can't remember the name of it. Airmid app. So that's good. I've also got a telephone consultation coming up just before my ultrasound and another midwife appointment just after my ultrasound. So I'm kind of on the right steps and in that sense, and everything's looking okay. In terms of what I wanted to talk to you about is that my head is like at 100 miles an hour thinking about things that I need to get ready and prepared for when the baby comes. So I'm already thinking about making lists of things I need to buy, nipple cream and pads and baby nappies and, number zeros and baby wipes and all sorts of stuff already, but I still don't have anything done concretely. What I have been thinking about is how much I was kind of worried in my first pregnancy. And I started reading. I logged onto every single app you can think of. I had, the Start for Life app and the Emma's Diary app and the Boots app, and there was some other app as well that I can't remember right now. But I was also on Peanut, which helps mothers come together and you go into certain groups. Like I was like in the UK mothers group and the first time mums group and the April 2022 mothers group, because that's when my son was due to be born, and and a whole bunch of other groups, and I was just reading everything and getting so much information in my brain that it was very, very overwhelming. Whereas this time I'm like a lot more calm about it, because I guess I did a lot of reading at the last time, and it really, really helped me become confident in and get a wide range of information to then choose what suited me, what didn't. But I do know that I did waste a lot of time reading things and panicking about what other women were posting and their experiences. And I could have avoided that if I had known what I was getting myself into, really, because in these little groups of mothers, they all start talking about, especially if it's a mum that's had like 2 or 3 kids already, and you're your first time, and so you going into it not knowing what PP is and what all the other abbreviations are, and some, the mothers that have been mums 3, 4 times already, they so experienced that they just blurt out things without realizing the sensitivity of it to a first time mum. So I did get quite a few like moments where I was like up and down emotionally and freaked out and stuff. But actually, in general, I was calm most of my pregnancy because, I'm a researcher. I was a marine biologist before, and a science teacher and whatnot. And I tend to like to read a lot and analyze information critically, uh, analyze it, and kind of figure out what's relevant to me. So I was enjoying that process, but like I said, I read loads of books, loads of articles, lots of different websites of different people, and whilst some of it really helped, most of it was not really helpful. I also went to NCT classes. I paid for them, and I paid for some other courses and stuff. Um, which in general I think was good, and I'm glad I did do it. Um, but I'd like to give you some advice on who to follow, which ones were for me the best bits of information that I did get, and that I think was most relevant to me as a first time mum, to calm me down and give me confidence in choosing what I wanted to do, or what was right for me and my husband and my son. So I'm going to put a couple of links at the bottom of the video, so you guys can then access it and read stuff if you want or not. But the two most relevant and best quality of information that I got was from a midwife called Sarah Wickham, and she's published a whole bunch of little books, and I read 3 of her books, which were brilliant. One was about vitamin K, the other one was What's Best for Me, or What's Right for Me. That's the name of the book, I think. The other one was also about pregnancy, giving birth in general, about induction and things like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I do know the cover had like a little moon on it. It was dark blue and some stars and stuff. And those were really, really, really good books, because she speaks to everyone, like uses very easily understandable language, and she also uses proper evidence. Like, she critically analyzes the evidence, what's out there, and what's worth knowing about, and what's worth discarding that's not actually good information. So I really recommend that you read some of her books. I'll give you the link to her website. You can either buy her books on Amazon, or you can buy it on her website. It doesn't really matter. So she's got lots of information. She's got 30 years of experience as well. She's done a PhD in it. So very, very, very good knowledge from her. And another one is an Australian midwife. Well, she was the head of a midwifery unit in a big hospital there in Australia, and then she started doing home births, and then she did a PhD on it all. She's really, really brilliant, and she's devised a really nice, passive, amazing breastfeeding program. So I did that course. It only cost me like $29 or something, and it was well worth it, because when Bo was born on the first day, the midwives came up to me, or the doctors in the hospital came up to me, trying to tell me how to hold him and how to position him for them. But I had already done it, and he was already latched on and breastfeeding, and they were actually quite surprised in the hospital. They were like, "Oh my gosh, you've done it on your own. That's great." And actually that gave me confidence and made me feel good that I was doing something correct. So I suggest you guys also follow or watch some of the YouTube videos of Dr. Robin Thompson. Unfortunately, she died this year, but she was 80 years old. She lived a good life, and she did amazing things for mums. So I'd suggest you guys look for her as well. I'll also put a link on at the bottom of this video, and that's the advice I'd like to give you guys to do. But also, feel free to find your own sources of information to make you feel better. What matters is that you have some understanding of what pregnancy is and what giving birth is and what you are right to worry about and what you shouldn't really let get to you because of other people's opinions. It's actually a powerful position to be in when you feel like you know what you want and what you don't want, and you write it on your birth plan. So have a look at these and then tell me what you think. I'll get back to you guys next week. See you later. Bye.